one of the other things that might happen in our church grounds, which I'm going to hint at and I've thrown out to a few people in the community, is that there's going to be a lot more light around our church grounds.
For the past couple of years, you've been thinking of doing a Christmas tree festival in the church, maybe in the church grounds, and I kind of thought, this is the year to do it.
The posts are now up along the avenue. As you can see, there are 40 posts 2020, and such has been the demand that we are now going to add 10 more trees, plus 2 bigger trees, which I'll speak about. We now have 52 trees all ready to go, all ready to be lit up. Well, it's hard to believe that just over 3 weeks later that we are in the church grounds that is full of Christmas trees. And yesterday afternoon, Sunday, we safely turned all the lights on. Okay, so the next voice you're going to hear is the person that really was the little bit of inspiration and encouragement. Someone was my daughter Laura. And in the next few minutes the lights will come back on again. But I just want to say, as I go wandering, thank you. Thank you to Laura, who gave a nudge in the right direction, to Vida and Matthew, my wife and son, for the work that you've put in behind the scenes and for the huge support right across this community. It's just incredible that we've got this far so quickly. Thank you to the primary sponsors who put their hands in their pocket a little bit deeper so that we could keep the cost down for the smaller businesses and for the organisations and groups and so on across the community. And it's just lovely to be in these church grounds as the lights come on and as we see all the decorations. So thank you for all the support and encouragement that this community has given to make this possible in such a short period of time. So we're going to go for a little walk up the avenue and just to get a sense of what it's like. So for those in the community, and I know far beyond, they will get a sense of what this Avenue of Light is all about. So when you come into the church grounds from the town end, you go through the lovely yew trees and just going to take a walk through. And I have to say, I've been here for about 15 minutes and just the amount of people coming in and walking around has just been phenomenal. And on each of the trees you will see a little sponsorship sign. So do take time if you walk through just to see all the different businesses and all the different groups that have sponsored trees. As it stands, all our initial costs are well covered, and the 3 charities, the Virginia Cancer Care, St Vincent de Paul and Willow's Cafe, they will all benefit really nicely over the next week or so. I hope to get monies out to them so they can reach out and meet some of the very challenging needs in our community. So that's really gratifying as well. And it's lovely, it's Monday afternoon, it's lovely just to walk through the grounds and to see all the sparkle and to see all the different baubles and tinsels and colours as the sun kind of hits them. And it's nice too because everything is based along this avenue. It means that anybody can walk in really without having to walk through the grass or the mud and so on. And it's lovely as well is that because we've got an avenue and you can circle around the church, there have been people who perhaps can't walk so well or maybe are afraid of being out and around. They can sit in the car and they can also drive up the avenue and they can be part of all of this as well. So nobody is excluded. And the trees should be here until that traditional date at the end of January, Little Christmas, the 6th of January. So they should be here, so there should be plenty of time for people to come in and to see all the trees and the lights. Initially the 40 trees were only going to stop just here, but actually I think it's even more beautiful that we've added in the extra 12 trees, because it is meant that the trees really go up to the very top of the avenue alongside the crib, but they also can go down towards this pedestrian entrance as well. So actually it's worked out absolutely beautifully in that sense. It gives a real sense of what it's like. And I've mentioned this before, there are two very special trees at the top of the avenue. The top left is the Tree of Remembrance. And you'll see that all the discs which are free, well, all the names that have been written on them, and all these people are people that we've loved and lost and still hold dearly in our hearts. And you're welcome to come and write names on the discs, write names in the front or the back of the discs. And we'll add more as we go along, which is beautiful. And then at the top of the avenue on the right hand side we have this Not Home for Christmas tree. Again, feel free to write the names of people that we miss, and there's people from all over the world here. I see Canada and Australia, United Arab Emirates, France, all sorts of folk that won't be home this Christmas and who we miss, but next year. The United States of America up there. So again, these people are people that are missed, and do come and write a name on the tree here as well, the top right of the avenue. And of course there is a dual experience. There's the daytime experience when we can see all the trees decorated, and then from 4:30 to 10:30 each evening the lights come on and we get a totally different sense of what it's like to walk through these church grounds and to experience the 52 trees lit up. Just after 4:30 and the lights are just starting to come alive. Everything is just starting to come on. Look at that. It's lovely, it just comes alive. You get a totally different feel at night, don't you? Top of the avenue then is a crate full of daffodil bulbs. People are welcome to come and take some of these bulbs and plant them, maybe just to give all a little hope, something to focus on, so when the springtime comes around there is new hope and new life. So you're welcome to come and take those there just up at the crib. So whether we journey up the church grounds during the day or whether we come up during the night, it always leads for me as a Christian to the crib. And I recognise that this Avenue of Light is for all people in this community, across the different Christian traditions, for people maybe with no faith. And I recognise that, and it's important that as a community we embrace all people. But for me as a Christian, it leads to the crib. There's a couple of signs at the top of the avenue at the crib that remind us of a couple of things from John's Gospel. The first one is over here. It's from John chapter 8. And it reminds us that Jesus says that he is the light of the world, and whoever follows him will never walk in darkness. The gift and the assurance and the strength of faith of God through the Holy Spirit with us. And then on the crib, there are some beautiful words from John chapter 1. This Sunday, the 20th, we should have been gathering as a community inside the church, as we do every year for our community carol service, 9 lessons and carols with the Virginia Gospel Singers. And at the end of that service, we would have read this passage from John chapter 1 that is a beautiful reminder of what is at the heart of Christmas. And that is that the Word, or God, in another translation, chose to come and to live among us. The Word became flesh and dwelt among us, the sign says here. And that's a beautiful truth in the Christian faith, that Emmanuel, God, is with us in the darkness, bringing his light into the world. And that chapter challenges us to think about the place of God in our lives, and to know that by faith that we can have a relationship with the living God, who knows what it is to live as human, who sent his Son Jesus to die on the cross so that we might know God's grace and mercy, and that we might know God in the most intimate way. And for me, that is my prayer for this community, that we would know the light of Christ in our lives at this Christmas time and far beyond, through this difficult year and into 2021, that we would have the gift of faith in Jesus, and that we would know him in all of life. So God bless, and enjoy this avenue of light, whatever it means for us. May it bring something positive and hopeful in these days. Happy Christmas to all.